Great day, great day. Every day is a great day, for sure. Okay, this is here. This is this one. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Great day. Conversation with communication. Great day. I know it's been a minute. Appreciate the patience. Life be life, and so yet still move forward. Great day. I speak and I make videos and stuff when I'm told to. Great day. Why? Because I don't want to just be rambling and just saying something. Everything is relevant. Each one of these shirts that I have has a meaning. And I'd rather support my vision than I do anybody else that ain't going to come to the neighborhood and support us. In the midst of disaster or anything else, we got to start watching how we spend and where we spend and why we spend our money. For sure, great day. Now I'm going to do the video of trickling domino effect. Go back and watch the other videos on YouTube. All my videos mainly on YouTube. I'm learning this platform. I'm learning how to do this stuff because I really want the message out. I really do. Yeah. It has to get out. Oh, let me do it like this here, you know. Yeah. Great day. The domino effect. Trickling dominoes. So trickling, the slow but domino effect. Enough is enough. We wondering why our children are the way that they are. We wondering why society is the way that it is. Go to the beginning. When you go to the beginning, you could dissect, analyze, do an autopsy on everything that you endeavored in life. Because once you really find out, most of the things that we are going through, our parents went through. And our parents went through. Most of the ways that we think we'll understand that it's in our genetic code. Our parents thought that way and our parents thought that way or whatever. If it's good or bad. Right now, I'm mainly speaking on essay and other things mainly within the family, because that's where it starts, convenience within the family. The trickling domino effect. The reason why I say that, because if you looked at the last video and a video before, I was speaking on what I went through as a child. Now I'll catch you up. Trickling domino effect. The reason why I started conversation with communication is because I found out that my children went through the same thing. And see, I always used to speak on it. My children, my children, my children, my children. Everybody talking about I was a dictator. I'm repeating myself. I'm a narcissistic person. I'm controlling. I'm this and that. To come to find out, many moon and stars later, that my children went through the same thing that I went through. And I was actually trying to prevent and avoid that. As a man and as a father, so that's why I was at PTAs, PTOs. When I knew where their schools was, I did field trips. I took them to the hospital. If they go outside, I go outside with them. If I say I'm going to pick them up, I make sure I go pick them up. I spend time with them, try to teach them how to cook, clean, wash their own clothes, and everything. The only thing, like I said before, I didn't spend that much time with my daughter because first and foremost, I never knew where she just stayed. When I did, they moved. Then at the same time, I never just visited the schools because I never was just knew what school she was at. And then when I did, I went on the list or welcomed or what have you. And that's not a neither here or there. Because even when I want to spend time with her, I had to meet her at McDonald's, the mall, and all that. Trickling domino effect. But it affected her. Even it still affects her right now. So I'm not going to act like or dismiss how she feels. And I know it's not a good feeling. Because I used to talk about my daughter every day, all the time, all day, mainly when I used to sit down and talk to my sons then. But I didn't want my daughter to be the only one around 3 boys, or then I used to have my nephew and them around a lot, not knowing, here you go, that because my mother got custody of my oldest son when he was younger, and I didn't want that to happen. No, I did not want that to happen at all. No, I didn't. Because I knew how my mother was, and I knew the things that conspired and went on. Now to find out, okay, something happened to her. But even though she don't want to disclose it, because I realize big families, it's easy and it's more convenient within big families to do things like that. Then a lot of people want to sweep things up under the rugs as if it never existed. See it? Enough is enough. Now, the back of it says go to the beginning. Okay, now once I go into the beginning, It's for the fact of the matter, okay, something happened to her. She never addressed it with her kids or even spoke up on it. But then I understand why she feel the way she feel toward males. I get it. I understand why people used to say the things that they used to say, because I was brought up in the church. We was religious. So religion is something that keeps division. I discovered that. Okay, so that's why I'm spiritual. Spirituality. Oh, he's wicked, he's voodoo, this and that. No, I'm not. Everything and everyone is connected. Spirituality. Any living thing. Once you know that, you understand what you're doing and what you're not doing. And how we treat each other. So that comes with hate, discrimination, racism, everything else. Go to the beginning. In today's climate, this is 2025. In today's climate, you have to look at everything that it's on my shirts and stuff. I've been speaking on it, been talking about it. I've always spoke on it, talk about it. Now everybody want to come collectively together to try to fight something that's now affecting them. Not off subject. Keep up. And I'm not finna talk fast so you can listen slow. And I'm not finna say nothing slick. Not because it wasn't discussed and exposed when we was children about what was going on and what happened with my mother. It happened to my siblings and I. So after I discussed what happened to my siblings and I, fast forward, find out that my nephew them was raping and beating and bullying my son. Then my nephew and my son was SAing and bullying my son. So then my nephew them and my sons did it to my youngest son. So now, most people stay to want to sweep it under the rug, be quiet, don't want to talk about it. I'm not finna do that. And I'm not embarrassed, and I'm not finna put my head down either. We wonder why these children and other people walking around doing what they do, or why they act the way that they act, or why they think the way that they think, or talk the way that they talk. It's because they've been through something. We glorify a lot of things, and at the same time, when you go back and start paying attention to a lot of these documentaries, you'll discover that it's a lot of people been through that. And I'm finna be 48, March 3rd, 2025. So I've been through it and I've seen a lot. So even people that's older than I have been through that. So some conform to it, they just become it, or they'll be a predator. Or now you have a lot of people want to speak up about it. Because you have those who just want to have fun, they not looking at what they put their children through. And it affects your children. Then it affects your children. Then it affects your children. As a man and as a father, that bothers and hurts me to my heart to know that all my kids been through that. When I could have prevented and avoided it, and I did my best to do it. But because I had opposing forces and didn't want to work with me, and everybody wanted to do their own thing, that's why it happened. So now that it happened, I created conversation with communication. And it's not just for that, but it's for racism, discrimination, nepotism, bias, and all kind of other things, because it affects our livelihood and everyday situation. Now that happened to my sons, you got some walking around here tatted all up, and they becoming, as they think, monsters, or they want to act like they I could say gangsters or whatever. But you got to look at, a lot of these people are like that. A lot of folk, they become monsters, or because they don't want things that happened before. But then when you look at it, you got way more males that prey on males than they do on females. Why? Because most males ain't gonna discuss and disclose what happened to them. They'll just act like it ain't. And then, like I say, you got those who adjust to it and they be comfortable with it. Enough is enough. We got to stop that. We're wondering why we having mass shootings and all this other stuff. We're wondering why we can't get health care and all this other stuff. We're wondering why. We have people that setting agendas and everything, and they setting narratives, and we conform to it because a lot of us feel that the more money we have, we could put our people in better situations, and that's not true. Because we chasing the dollar and we trying to get the money, we neglecting time with our family. If we neglecting the time with our family, we are not doing what we supposed to as parents and as men, as women, as mothers and as fathers. We have to do better. We sacrificing our health and our life for a piece of fabric that really holds no weight. Then we wondering why our kids are walking around spiritually disconnected. Because I'm not going to say it's mental illness. I'm going to say it's spiritual disconnection. We got to stop glorifying the penitentiary and stuff like that, because it's people that really know what goes on in there. And a lot of these youngsters don't realize that the things that they commit and the things that they are doing just to get that piece of fabric. And once they get in there, they're not going to have them PPs or PPs, whatever they call them, things like that. They're not going to have it. You're going to have to be able to know how to use this. And even if you know how to use that, is some that still preyed on. I could say I was one of those that was blessed, covered, and shielded. I didn't have to just worry about none of that. Now, I did have to squabble. I had to. I was heading up in that too, because folk want to do things, all because I got into some stuff. But I know that it's not for me to walk around, even still out here, as I'm better than anybody. Because what I went through is other people went through, but it's a lot of people that's not, and they're not going to speak up on it or talk about it. And my youngest, I could feel his pain, because, like I tell him, he didn't ask for that. And it's not his fault, and he wasn't that way. People made him that way. Now it's his choosing if he gonna continue to be that. So for him to have outbursts and stuff like that, no, he don't have a mental illness. No, he don't have a disconnect. It's that trauma that he went through that his siblings caused on him and cousins that made him become and be that way. As a man and as a father, I felt that, I'm going to get this money. I'm providing to feed my family. Yet I was still spending time with them, but I was killing myself because I was working 100 plus hours a week. Working as a longshoreman, doing landscaping, doing hair, then going to spend time with the family, bowling, flying kites, movies or whatever. Going out to eat, instead of me just take the ex-wife or whatever, soon to be ex-wife, whatever, because it's still ain't out to eat. I used to take the whole family. I used to include the kids because I was a child to know how that felt. But because I'm thinking I'm doing something, because I'm working, even call myself helping them, that landscaping was them a recession-proof job. Moving company, all kind of stuff. Because I was trying to help them understand, trying to teach them how to do hair and everything, how they could be able to survive even if they weren't working for people legally. To later discover what they was doing with each other up under their roof. Then to find out I had the predator in the house, because I thought I was doing something right by still trying to help my nephews, and they was the ones causing and creating problems for my children. I got a problem with it. That's why, like, still right now to this day, my family, don't reach out or don't talk to me once I disclose that. And like I told them, I'm not with the threats and all that. I'm not going to do that. But then when I fight for free, I'm not finna entertain it. I want to get to the root of the problem. It's a problem that we have in today's society that needs to be discussed. And it's not just with my children. The trickling domino effect. That comes in forms of, once again, racism and everything else. Mainly with capitalism. Capitalism with globalists creates racism, fear, hate amongst our humans. So that's why we steady have wars. That's why with all the chemtrails and in America, our food is the way that it is, all the chemicals. Because if anybody look at 20 years ago food to the food of the day, we didn't have all these chemicals in it. Now you have all these dialysis places, kidney places. You have cancer that's just running rampant in children and adults. But then now you got to look at a lot of people having spiritual disconnects. We need to start really acknowledging, addressing problems and issues and understanding, and quit saying that people have mental issues and they crazy if we just go to the beginning and have comfortable, uncomfortable conversations. Because that is a very uncomfortable, but now it's comfortable conversation. Now, I don't hate my kids and I don't hate my nephew them, but I do want them to take accountability and right their wrongs. But then when we're looking at it, ain't just in the hoods, the neighborhoods, or whatever. You got judges, you got lawyers, you got, hey, in today's climate, pay attention. You got actors and actresses, you got police, you got constables, you got teachers, you got some of everything. All because we've been sweeping it up under the rug, or all the past is the past. We can't keep doing that. We the ones creating the problem. This is facts. We got to start holding people accountable. We got to start looking at real unity. Real solidarity is real strength. We have to. We have to. That's good. If you would like and share, I appreciate it. I thank you for your ear. I could start going on platforms, and I'm going to start going on platforms. I just haven't been doing videos because most of the times I'm actually out in the community, or when I say community, grocery stores, restaurants, wherever I go, I speak and I talk. That's what I do. And I thank the people that listen and support what I'm doing and how I'm doing what I'm doing. I appreciate that. I really do. Because I look at greed, we setting ourselves up for failure. Trust me. And I could go in depth with that with a lot of things. But the trickling domino effect is what I'm addressing right now. And that covers a lot of things. Me speaking up on what happened to my kids, because if somebody hear it, they could share it. And they could be able to help somebody else. That could help somebody else. And they could take their power back. Because now that my youngest been speaking, People want to make like he crazy or he got issues and problems. It's not. Like I've been told him, take your power back. That's all you got to do. Him and any others. Instead of try to portray and be something that you're not, take your power back. Even with the racism, the discrimination and all that, we have to speak up and get people to take accountability. And if they don't want to take accountability, we need to stop supporting them businesses or whatever. We have to. Because we are all one. And by us all being one, what we do and how we do matters. Enough is enough. The trickling domino effect. The trickling domino effect. And we may act like we are not our parents, or we may act like we are not like our ancestors, and the whole time we are. Trickling domino effect. Life is really what you make it. Conversation with communication. Conversation with communication. I'm not on here to be all glamorous and, oh yeah, this and that, hoop and holler. No. Wisdom, knowledge, love. And love you with God love.